Can we, Ernie?
Maishna Reishna u'Maishna Seifa. Maishna Reishna says Rashi Geshigagon Shabbos B'Zad Malachos. You know that there are malachos aser, but you didn't know that today was Shabbos. Let's say that goes on for 3 or 4 weeks. You would only bring one chatas for each Shabbos. B'Seifa the Zodan Shabbos for Shigagos Malachos. It means you knew it was Shabbos, you just didn't know about the malachos. Why should be a difference? Amar of Safra, because Kan Miyadia Shabbos Uporish. When you didn't know that today was Shabbos, it was just one lack of knowledge. You didn't know today was Shabbos. The Kan Miyadia Malacha Uporish. But here, each and every malacha that you didn't know requires another chatas. Rav Nachman doesn't accept that. Klum Porish Mishabbos, Elam Mishum Lachos, or Klum Porish Lachos, Elam Mishum Shabbos. You cannot have a concept of Shabbos without understanding that there's this malacha involved. That's what Rashi says. Ki Amrilei Shabbosu Loi Porish. When he's told, oh, today is Shabbos, he doesn't stay away from the malachas because he knew it was Shabbos. It's only that he didn't know V'chi Amrilei Malacha. That's the Havamina, but Klum Porish Shabbos El Mishum Dechi Odia Shabbos Hu Hikir Shechat Al Malacha is once you tell him that it's Shabbos, you understand that there's a concept of Isra Malacha, and vice versa regarding the Malachas. Otherwise, there's no concept of Shabbos. Rather, says Rav Nachman, Rav Nachman Korban Dechi Rachmana Amai Ashgaga. The Torah required a korban when you were a shogeg. So, Hasam, when you didn't know that today is Shabbos, that's one shogeg. Hasam Chadash Gaga, so you bring one korban. But when you didn't know about 20 of the malachos, so Hacha Tuva Shkaga Savyin, so it's 20 different shkagas, you bring 20 different korbanos. Then, if you did a Shabbos, but you didn't know all the malachos, Chayva Kum Lachum Lach. Where do we know this concept of chiluch malachos minol? Amar Shmuel, Amar Kram Mechalaleh Mos Yumas. HaTorah Ribsa Misos Harbe Al Chilulecha. From the language of Mos Yumas, which is multiple, the Torah, because technically you could be chayiv 20 different misos on Shabbos, the shogeg, even though there's one chilul. How can you learn Mechalamos Yumas to shogeg up in Mezid? It's written by Mezid. Says the Gemara, we don't need it by Mezid. The Chsiv already says Kol Al Semlacha Yumas. Today we're in the shogeg, so we learn it for the din of shogeg. Uma Yumas b'mamah means you die a money death because you have to bring a korban, you have to spend money. So the Gemara wants to know the why does Shmuel learn it from this pasuk of B'chalamos Yumas? Why does they learn it out from the same pasuk of Rav Nosson? The Tanya. We have the following b'rais. Rav Nosson Oimer. Lo sevaru eish b'chalamos rosechem yom HaShabbos. Even though the Torah has told me lo tasem lacha, don't do work. For some reason, the Torah wrote one specific type of work. Don't light a fire. Ma tamud loymar. I mean, what do we need that for? Moshe's called after Israel. Eila dvarim sheishes yomim tasem malacha. So dvarim, davar is one thing. Dvarim is two things. Hadvarim is three things. Eila in Gematria is 36. So 36 plus 3 is 39. Elu shloishim v'seishim lachish nemel mos mishinai. So that's where Rav Nosson learns that there's a concept of 39 melachos. Now, I might think, I did all 39 in one period of lack of knowledge. Maybe you would only bring one korban. Talmud Loimar, it says, V'charish u'v'katzir tishbos. You shall rest from plowing, and you shall rest from harvesting. The Adaina Nioimer, fine. Al Chrishav al Aksira Chayiv Shtaim, because they were enunciated individually. But maybe on the other 37, Al Kula Neno Chayiv Elachas. Talmud Loimar Lo Savaru Age. Because of the pasuk that says, don't make fire. Havara Beklal Haisa. Havara was already in the general category of Lo Tasem Lacha. Lama Yotzes. Why did the Torah write it separately? Lahaki Shela, to make a hekesh. V'loy melacha. Ma Havara Shi Av Malacha. Havara is an Av Malacha b'chayv nela b'fnei atzman. You're chayv for its own shogeg, a korban. Av kol shu Av Malacha chayv nela b'fnei atzman. So each and every malacha you're chayv on its own if you were shogeg for all 39. Now, why didn't Shmuel hold like Rav Nosson? Says the Gemara, Shmuel served luck Rav Yosi. The Omar Havar Lalav Yatzis. You know why Shmuel couldn't learn like Rav Nosson? Because he learns like Rav Yosi, who learns that the reason that the pasuk Lo Savaru Eish was written in the Torah to tell me that unlike all other malachos on Shabbos, where you would get kores or you get skila, if you did it b'mezi, by burning, it's only a lav. You'd only get malchus. There's no kores and there's no skila for that. And therefore, you can't learn out to the other korbanot chatas from the din of avara. Because avara the lav yotzes. The Tanya, havara the lav yotzes. The reason why the Torah write the din of havara separately is to tell me that it is not like the regular av malacha and you only get malchus. Rabbi Yossi. No. The reason why havara was done separately is to teach me this din that if I do all 39 malachas in one period of forgetfulness, I bring 39 different korbanos. Now, since Rabbi Yossi cannot learn out chiluk malachos from the pasuk Lo Savaru Eish, because he holds Lo Savaru Eish as a lav, not the kores, so Rabbi Yossi learns it out from somewhere else. Where does he learn it out? From the Tanya. Rabbi Yossi Oimer. It says, this is in Vayikra, Nefesh ki sechta bishkaga, Mikol mitzvos Hashem, Asher lo ta'asena ve'asa me'achas me'ena. And he did one of these. So Rabbi Yossi, the Brisa Darshans, Pa'amim shechayev nachas al kulon, sometimes you chayev one chatas, even if you did many melachos. That's the case we didn't know today with Shabbos. Remember, that's one shogeg. Upamim shechayev al kolachas v'yachas. And there will be times where you will be chayev a chatas for each and every melacha you forgot. And in response to this price on Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Chanina, my time at Rabbi Yossi, why did Rabbi Yossi come up with that? Achas me'achas, heina me'heina, means achas shehi heina. Sometimes you bring one korban for many violations. And sometimes heina shehi achas, sometimes you bring many korbanos, even though you violate only one Shabbos, but you did many malachos. Then there's another din. Achas Shima. So we're going to learn that in order to be oiver, the love of ksiva, you have to write a word, like you have to write a full word, like the word Shima. But then there are times where even part of a word, for example, Shem Mishima. If you have kavana to write Shima, and you only wrote the word Shin Mem, well, you didn't write Shimon, but Shem is also a word. So sometimes a person will be over for that aver as well. Heina, says the Brisa, means avos. The major 39 categories. Mei Heina told us, right? Under each Charisha has a tolda, Zri has a tolda, Ksiva has a tolda. Mei Heina refers to the toldas. Achashi Heina, when you bring the case of Zod and Shabbos for Shikas Malachas. You know that today is Shabbos, but you didn't know the various Malachas. So if I do 20 Malachas, I have to bring 20 Korbanos. Heina Shi Achas. That's when I didn't know that today is Shabbos. Shikas Shabbos is, I know there's the Indian of Malachas. So there, I only bring one Korban. Ushmuel. So what does Shmuel do? He doesn't learn this type of limud from the Brisa. He doesn't see the limud of Achashiyena Hena Shiyachas. Okay. Boy, Minei Rav Nachman. Elam Zev Zebiyadu Mahu. Person forgot it's Shabbos, and he didn't know the malachos are usher, both shogeg in both, or forgetfulness in both. So Rav Nachman responded, we've already learned, if you're shogeg in the one concept of lack of Shabbos, it's one shogeg, you only bring one korban, I don't care how many malachos you did. Says the Gemara, but what do you mean? I thought you told me when you forget all the different malachos, you bring a korban chadus for each and every one. So how can you say only bring one? El Amar Ravashi Chazinon. Imishum Shabbos Kaporish. If you tell him it's Shabbos and he backs away from it, Shabbos biyod v'nachayv l'achas. Imishum malacha Kaporish. If you tell him, oh, this malacha is usher and he stays away from it, no, we knock this off the same way we knocked Rav Nachman knocked previously. Isra Shabbos and Isra Malachos go hand in hand. If there weren't any malachos that were usher, there would be no concept of Shabbos. Is basically what the Gemara is saying. Ella lo shna. Based on this, we would always hold that you only bring one korban because of if you were shogeg in the Shabbos and shogeg in the malachos, the shogeg Shabbos takes precedence. Says the Rambam, Shabbos shochach Shabbos hayom v'shochach af malachos. He forgot that today. He thinks today is Tuesday, and he forgot about all the malachos. Like the Maskar of the Gemara. The Rambam learns perfectly like the way Ravashi finished. Like we said, lo shna. That's how the Gemara concluded that we would bring one korban. Tanan, we're going to learn in a few blot the famous Mishnah of Avos Malachos Arbaim Chaser Achas. It's going to say that there are 40 Av Malachos minus 1, meaning 39. And over there we analyze Binyan Alamali. Why does the Mishnah have to tell me the number? You listed all 39. If I want to know the number, I'll go ahead and count it. I mean, there's no point telling me the number. So there is a point, says Rav Yochanan. On Rav Yochanan, no. There's a reason why the Mishnah gave us a number. You want to know, Shem Asa Kula and Be'elam Echad, that if you did all 39 malachas in one period of forgetfulness, which the Gemara seems to understand, or the Havamina is, that it's our case. Helam Zeb Yodo. You forgot that it's Shabbos. You think it's Tuesday. And maybe you bring all 39. That's why the Mishnah had to give me the number. So so that teretz works according, if you say that if you have both, you forget that today's Shabbos, you forget that these malachos, you bring korbanos for each one, not one, and Rabbi Yochanan works. How are you ever going to have a situation where you don't know that today is Shabbos, you only bring one korban? So the more answers, Bezodin Shabbos for Shigos Malachos. You know today is Shabbos. You just don't know about all the malachos. Fine. Like Rabbi Yochanan, so remember we had the debate yesterday between Rabbi Yochanan and Lakish whether you can be a shoygig just in the oynish. You have lack of knowledge of the oynish, not of the lab itself. So Rabbi Yochanan says, even lack of knowledge of the kores, even though you were amazed by the lab, you can bring a korban mishkachas for the yodel Shabbos b'lab. You understood that there's a concept of Shabbos, but that there's no kores. You thought it's just malchus. So there you would bring the korban Allah chasviyach.
Ernie, sorry. Where do we learn that out? That you know what the issur is. You know what the issur is. So now you don't want kares, so you bring a korban. Because
no, yesterday we had a machlokes.
Yeah, I know that. But where does it
to bring a chatis, it's enough to have no knowledge of what the punishment was. But you were amazing. You knew that there was a lob. You knew that you're not allowed to plow. So according to Reish Lakish, you don't bring a chatis unless you lack both knowledges. I didn't know that there's a malacha of charisha, and I didn't know the cars. You need both. That's according to Reish Lakish. According to Rabbi Yochanan, one was enough. So that's why it works. According to Rabbi Yochanan, I could bring a korban for all 39 because I didn't know. I knew there was a concept of a lav. I knew that it was us. I just didn't know the punishment.
But where does he learn it out from? In other words, we never see that in any other place that you're over a lav, but you don't know what the oynish is, so you can bring a korban.
No, because you only bring a korban by chatoin that have kares attached. We don't. The only exception we said yesterday was shvuas bitui. Mm-hmm. Remember that was the one. That was the Torah. The Gemara actually.
I understand. Okay.
No, so there yesterday we went through. That's the machlokes Munviz and Rabbi Akiva in terms of whether you need lack of knowledge in both the korban and the malacha. It's machlokes tanoim whether you need lack of knowledge of both or whether lack of knowledge of just the korban is one. You wonder where did they learn that?
Where do they learn that out from? In other words, it's like it's a very strange concept.
So I'll tell you where they learned it from. My time at the Munviz, the chsiv Torah achas yelachem laoseh bishkaga v'somech leiva nefesh asher taseh biyad ramah hiki shoygeg lemezi ma mezi chayis lo yediyah. So amazing, you know what you're doing is wrong. So they make a hekesh of shoygeg chayis lo yediyah. So for Munviz, that's the raya. Even though you knew that there is such a lav, you still bring a korban because of the lack of the oil. That's the source.
But where's the chatzaim? There's lechatzaim. You're like doing it in half over here. You're doing.
We learn it out from there because by mazid, we know what mazid. You know what the law is. You know that it's forbidden. I'm doing it anyways. So you knew the law. That mundas is hekesh is to mazid. So if you know the law, why? In what case are you going to bring a korban when you don't know what punishment there is? That's how they're machalek there. Because that's exactly this.
Is that in every single lab where you do the ma'aser b'mezid and then the outcome is b'shoygeg?
So remember,
that's what's happening.
Remember, not every there's only a few examples. For example, there's Shabbos that has Av Malachos.
Right.
By Avodah Zarah, you have Av Malachos. You have Ishtachava, you have Zrika. So let's say an Avera like sleeping with a relative. Okay, so there I'm either a Mazid because I know that it's forbidden to do it, and if I do it, I had Asra, I get Skila, or depending on who it is, or I get Sreifa, depending on who it is, or I get Chenek, depending on who it is, depending on the level of the severity of the error. Or if I do it Peshoigig, I bring a Kores. It's not. In that case, it's not as complicated as in Shabbos. Over there, we'll see also the.
But obviously, you had Hasra over here for the Melacha. That's why.
No, there's no Hasra. Here we're talking about Shogeg, so there's no Hasra.
No,
Hasra is only operative. Hasra is only operative by Mezi.
But he knew he was doing wrong. So
No, he doesn't know what he's doing wrong.
He knows that it's also to do this on Shabbos. He just doesn't know what the punishment is.
Exactly. But so according to Rabbi Yochanan, as opposed to Reish Lakish, the lack of knowledge of the korban was enough to allow him to bring a korban chatas for kapara. According to Reish Lakish, you can't get kapara. You need to have lack of. If you knew the fact that what you're doing is wrong, you don't have the right to bring a korban. It's a zechus to be able to bring it.
No, I understand, but so the way does Reish Lakish, it's hard to understand this lechat. So okay,
no, so
I understand what Munva said, but I'm just telling you, it's a strange concept. It's a strange concept. It's like you're over a love that you got warning on, and yeah, because you didn't get warning of what the outcome would be. You're okay.
Right, but that we should have discussed right yesterday. Describe an example of shogig by munviz. Kigon shogag bekorban. Now rabbanon shigig as korban loichma shogag.
Okay.
So that's the machlokes between the chachamim and munviz regarding whether you're allowed to bring a korban chatas with just lack of knowledge regarding the punishment. And a chanami. Now. You can't bring the korban unless you have lack of knowledge of both. So the Yadad Shabbos b'mai. In what way did this guy know Shabbos? If he doesn't know that it's Shabbos, he doesn't know that it's Malachos. So in what concept does he have Shabbos? And for the Gemara, the Yadad b'tchumin, he did have a concept of Shabbos. The one concept he had is that you're not allowed to travel more than 2,000 amas on Shabbos, but that's only Alibid Rabbi Kiva who held that Chumin is Midor Raisa. So that's the example of Reish Lakish where you'd have where how you knew it was Shabbos because you knew the concept of Chumin. Amar Rava Kotzar B'tocha. You harvested it and you grind it. So you did two of malachas. Kigroi grass. And you did the shear, the minimum shear, that you're chayiv, you have to harvest at least a groigris. And you have to be toichen at least a groigris. We're going to learn that later on. And you did it b'shigig Shabbos azad malachas. You thought today was Tuesday. You knew that you know that you're not allowed to do katsira and tchina, but you didn't know today was Shabbos. So the way we've been learning now, up until now, is that if you lack yediyah that today is Shabbos, you bring one korban chatas for all the malachas. However, chazar v'kotzan v'tochan kegroizus b'zodin Shabbos v'shikas malachas. At some point, after you did it the first time, you remembered, or somebody told you, today's Shabbos, and for some reason you forgot that Ktsira and Tchina are Asr all of a sudden. So now, Zodin Shabbos, Veshigas Malachas, requires you to bring a korban for each and every Malacha. V'noidelog Ktsira Tchina, Shol Shigas Shabbos, Zodin Malachas. And he was informed, after he had forgotten, right, that he wasn't allowed to do Ktsira and Tchina, he was informed about it, and it was Zodin Malachas, and therefore now he did it b'mezid because he knows about it. And he's told that today is Shabbos. Ktsira goyreres ktsira, utchina goyreres tchina. So the korban that you bring is going to the one korban that you bring is going to take care of the two ktsiras and the two tchinas. And we'll go into this Rashi a little bit more in depth tomorrow morning when we learn this subject.
Oh yeah.
Okay.